Well, don't you just hate when male feminists who think that simping for women is gonna get them attention from women? It never works. So why do you do it? Why not just make yourself more appealing to women instead of being a loser on the internet complaining when someone calls out the uglification of women in gaming? Yes, that's what this is about, because there's always somebody getting mad at that. They hate when we tell the truth. They hate when we see what we see. And this is a tweet responding to a tweet that Tectone made comparing what gamers want versus what we're actually getting. That original tweet says what the video game industry thinks we want versus what we actually want. And on the left, it shows that horrible character that was just showed off at the Game Awards from the new Naughty Dog game Intergalactic, The Prophet, something like that. I don't care. This is one of the worst female characters I've ever seen in my life. Naughty Dog is run by Neil Druckmann, who's an Omega level male feminist who loves Anita Sarkeesian. And on the right, we see Stellar Blade. That's a game that should have got more awards from the Game Awards, but no, didn't even get nominated for Game of the Year because they wanted to snub the game, because all the people who vote on these games are journalists who were hating on the game for the longest time. There were so many people in the gaming journalism space that hated this game because they hate beautiful women, and a lot of them were jealous. A lot of them were leftover women that were jealous of pixels on a screen. He wrote so many bullshit articles saying this game is a danger to women because it sets unrealistic body standards. You've never seen a real woman before, calling this developer every name in a book, and gamers showed up. Gamers are talking about it all the time on Twitter. Real gamers, not losers getting offended. Anyway, let's just read the ridiculous response to this tweet. It says, "It's clear a lot of you are new here. Let me walk you through something. Women have been fighting for decades to get games to stop portraying them like Stellar Blade. This same studio on the left had to fight just to get Ellie shown on the cover of The Last of Us in 2013. What are you talking about? Women have been fighting for decades? But we didn't have 3D models for decades. We got 3D models back on the PS1 and it didn't even look good. Nothing looked good. That was 3D on the PS1. What are you even talking about? Decades? How old do you think 3D gaming is? What woman fought what? What are you fighting? You fighting to stop men from getting what we want, and what we want is beautiful women? What fight are you talking about? There was no fighting for decades. And who did it? Who was the women that supposedly had to fight to stop women from being betrayed like Eve and Stellar Blade? Women don't matter when it comes to gaming because men are the majority. You don't have to make up this nonsense. You are a man. What do you like? What do you want to see in your games? Meat swinging around for men? Do you not want to see beautiful women in your games? You have to be a male feminist with no life outside the internet. You just sound desperate to get attention from a woman by claiming women have been fighting for decades. There was no fight for decades. And what was the fight for? To stop beautiful women from appearing in video games? That's what the whole war was about? What are you talking about? That never, ever happened. You are just full of shit. You are just lying. Imagine just having to make something like that up because you don't like beautiful women in gaming. Weird. Or you're just trying to get attention from women. No woman is just gonna take you out on a date or go home with you because you said some dumb shit on Twitter. Get a life. And everybody in the replies to this tweet is calling you out for this. Like this one here. It says, as a woman, shut up. And not gonna lie, she look kind of good, but whatever. But that's besides the point. People keep forgetting something. Women like good looking women too. Women hate girl bosses as well. They do not like women that have this robotic personality where they're just narcissistic, they have no emotions, and they're just good at everything. What is the appeal of women with no emotions? Who likes these emotionless girl boss characters that just disrespect everybody and talk down to everybody and want to be worshipped? No, nobody likes that. Neither men or women likes that. But all of these feminists and male feminists keep forgetting that. And here is a second reply that say what I often say. It says, I don't care what women want. Because like I said time and time again, men are the majority. Do not listen to the ESRB. They are lying to you. They want to claim it's 50-50 when it's not. Women dominate the mobile market. Men dominate console and PC. They are lying to you because many different companies that make up the ESRB are pushing for forced diversity in gaming. So they cannot be trusted, and Capcom is the only company in its entire industry with the balls to show their analytics. I know there's like a dumb part of this analytics that says other. Just add that to the mail. Because other is just men playing pretend. Just add that to the mail, and that is what it looks like across the whole industry. And these developers don't want to show us that because they know they are pandering to the wrong audience. And since all of these companies want to ignore their main demographic, you're not getting my money. And the people who they pander to don't even buy anything anyway. So you pander to a different audience and they don't buy anything. And that's what this reply is saying here. The problem is that when games look like the left, women still don't buy them. And men also don't buy them. And they wonder why they fail. They wonder why they get layoffs. layoffs, and they want to cry about it after the game launches and it doesn't have sales and be like, why are we getting laid off? The gaming industry is so hard. What's wrong with this industry? This industry doesn't care about developers. Maybe you're not good at your job, which means you shouldn't have the job. It's not that complicated. It really isn't. That's why nobody should feel bad if Naughty Dog gets layoffs. They do not make good games. If any company gets layoffs, it's well deserved. You do not deserve to have the job because you didn't do a good job. Welcome to the real world. You don't get the privilege of just keep doing a terrible job and still being employed. So I hope there's layoffs because these people rather pander to the modern audiences that never show up. And your game is not going to sell well because you're doing this. And I have yet another reply to show you. This one says, what are you talking about? Women find Eve hot. Nothing with having attractive women in our games. Let people have their entertainment. And the picture shows Eve from Stellar Blade. And she got the melons for days. And it says pathetic, because this is pathetic behavior to be complaining about this. Let us have some beautiful women in gaming. Let the market decide what the market wants. And the market has decided. Gamers love Eve from Stellar Blade, and gamers hate ugly female characters. And we have one more reply to read that describes every male feminist ever. And this tweet says, so does this act actually get you laid or question mark? What type of woman is going to be more interested in a man because he is simping for ugly women in a video game? I don't know what you think is going to happen because you claim that women have been fighting for decades. That's what he's claiming. And they apparently are fighting to get beautiful women out of video games? That's what they have been fighting for, and you didn't name any women that actually did something like that? What is the logic behind you saying that? Does that get a woman excited to be with you? Does that get a woman to talk to you, give you her number, spend time with you? It doesn't do any of that. It's weird. These male feminists still haven't learned that women do not like male feminists. They might like that you virtue signal for them, but they're not going home with you. They're not spending time with you. They're not marrying you. So it's like, what's the point if you're not even gonna have some fun with the women? You're getting mad that men want beautiful women in gaming, and you are a man, so you should not be complaining. It's so pathetic, and it's so predictable from people on the internet, and especially Twitter, because nothing but brain rot and dumb conversations on Twitter. You're never gonna stop us men from wanting beautiful women. You're never gonna stop people from calling out the ugly women in gaming, because there's so many ugly female characters in gaming. So I don't have much else to say. I don't want to keep repeating myself. So all the losers on Twitter getting mad, all the male feminists getting mad at us, go fuck yourself.